Hey, what's up guys? It's 50 Fox TV here, and I'm back at it again with another YouTube video. And today we are going to be dropping our top picks for the best Sims games, ranked worst to best from 1 to 4. And honestly speaking, guys, this is gonna be I'm not sugarcoating anything for the Sims franchise, because we've been hearing a lot of stuff coming out about EA and how it's being sold to Saudi Arabia. A lot of things that's not really sounding good or looking good for the series. But what we can do is showcase and give our opinions, and also give factual evidence and stuff like that on how and why these games are better than one another. So honestly guys, we're gonna hop right on into this. And before we even get started with the video, I'm gonna need you guys to like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you guys can be notified every time that I upload. And let's hop right on into this video. Okay, so for my top worst Sims game, y'all guys already know The Sims 4. Alright, so where do we even begin? On September 2nd, 2014, EA officially released The Sims 4 for Mac and PC, being kind of an early release, which led to early game performance issues and poor gaming development. For them to end this development for The Sims 3 very early, in my opinion, is what ruined the game as well, being it was very unfinished and left fans wondering whether or not over the years to even waste their time purchasing the game or stuff packs, knowing the game didn't originally come with a lot of the stuff that the previous games had came with. Which soonly led to EA becoming cash grabbing and selfish to their fans, and forgetting what made The Sims originally special in the first place, removing all the good material and resources and giving us just straight up garbage. I do personally just feel bad for the people who supported it that long and didn't get what they needed to get out of the game. The money that was spent too, over $2,000, over now I think it's about $3,000. I could be wrong, it could be more. The more the stuff packs that they drop, the more people still support it. I feel like people are also disappointing themselves at this point. Why support EA if they're going to keep on doing what they're doing, and they're going to keep on selling you garbage, and they're going to keep on doing what they do? As long as they're making money, it don't matter. Because clearly when they sold it to Saudi Arabia, they didn't care about how people may feel or how may people view the game after that. It was already on its last leg, but The Sims 4 definitely took the cake. And it just lacked features. It didn't have open world. It was just lacking a lot of stuff, and unfortunately the game just fell apart. Nobody really cared to fix it. And when you could just go online, download, install packs and stuff like that. So it just really did, it's just EA, it's just, they just ruined a really good series, and I feel really bad. Like this is probably the worst it's ever gonna get for them when it comes to The Sims. And if we ever have a Sims 5, which I highly doubt, but we even said that about GTA 6, so you never know if we might just get another Sims game. But for now, we'll rank The Sims 4 as our worst, and I'm pretty sure everybody feels the same. Let's hop on to the next Sims game. Okay, so I would have to say number 3 would have to be The Sims 1, released for Windows on February 4th, 2000, developed by Maxis and published by Electronic Arts, and Mac releases came later, followed in July 2000. Since the game is a little bit older and but packs a lot into it, because let me tell you something, I've had a lot of brief moments with The Sims 1, and honestly speaking guys, I had a very good time. Every time that I played The Sims or booted up The Sims 1, it brings back memories from the early 2000s and what they were really going for. It was like the first installment, and it actually feels more alive than The Sims 4, so that's why I'm putting it at this rank on number 3. I don't really have much to say about The Sims 1, because I don't really dedicate enough of my hours to it as much as probably the other Sims games, as opposed to like The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. But I would have to say, honestly, you have to give this a purchase and have to give this a try. It's nothing wrong with The Sims 1. It's just that it's an older game, and it's really by preference. Like I told y'all before, if y'all love The Sims 4, y'all feel free to play The Sims 4 freely and not feel like you don't have to, because people criticize it or critique it. If you love the game for what it is, that's you, that's your opinion, that's That's what you choose to do, and that's what you choose to play. That's your preference. So, I would say the same thing for The Sims 1. I just personally have a good time with it. It's fresh. It's, it's letting you guys know that graphics, once again, does not make a video game. So, I would have to rank this number 3 on my list. And I love The Sims 4, but, guys, I always have to keep it real. And The Sims 1 is definitely a little bit more entertaining. That's just my personal preference and opinion. So we're going to hop right on into the next Sims game. Oh my gosh, guys, this was like a really hard pick for number 2, but I'm going to have to pick The Sims 3, released in June 2nd, 2009. The Sims 3, for the first time, introduced a lot of major features I honestly wish we had still to this day. I don't know what the hell's going on with EA. The Sims can move freely around the neighborhood with no loading screens between lots and stuff like that. Sims can visit workplaces, parks, neighborhoods, homes, and community venues seamlessly without any delay at all, and that's pretty impressive for a 2009 release. The Sims 3 was way ahead of its time, and we all can admit that. You know what I'm saying? It's probably one of the most best Sims games to ever release, ever. The Sims 3 was aesthetically pleasing. The game looked very beautiful with very good detail and everything, even though they could have did a little better with certain things. Like, I wasn't really a fan of the character models looking with the face looking round and, full all the time. But there was a lot of, mods, certain things that you could do with the sliders and stuff like that. It was a lot of stuff that you can do without even having to add mods to it, honestly. And that really wasn't a major issue for the game, because it still was, aesthetically pleasing, beautiful, gorgeous. I loved all the worlds from every expansion pack. There wasn't one expansion pack I didn't like where, they always went all out. So, I give EA credit for The Sims 3 and giving us such a precious game. And also, The Sims 3 offered and introduced trait-based personalities, where we had a bunch of different personality traits that we could choose from and stuff like that. And we also had the introduction of the color wheel. So, and also had better build options as well. So I'm gonna have to rank that my number 2 spot on this list. So let's hop right on into the next Sims game. And for my top pick on the Sims series ranked worst to best would have to be The Sims 2. Now, is it really a shocker? All the stuff you can do in The Sims 2, and actually, besides the fact that it has loading screens and stuff like that, I enjoyed The Sims 2 a lot. We had a lot of expansion packs to pick from. We had H&M. We had, a good, the Sims 2 Seasons was actually pretty decent on there. It just runs better on certain computers as well, which is why I give The Sims 2 also the number 1 spot as well, because they don't have any difficulties as opposed to The Sims 3. On the Mac M4, they still give them problems, I heard on just regular PCs as well, or just, gaming PCs, which is really weird because, The Sims 3 is a very big game too, but, The Sims 2 is just more it doesn't give me no lag. You can get the newer one if you have the old Ultimate Collections expansion packs, game. You can use the old version of that too, and either one works. The Sims 2 just it holds better. It has a lot of funny things, cut scenes. You can make movies out of The Sims 2. It's a lot of different variety of things that you can do with The Sims 2 that make it a number 1 spot. The fact that we get a full-on Sims game from the start. We don't got to worry about certain things. And every expansion pack feels complete. And stuff pack as well. I don't have to feel like, there's more that needs to be added when, even the mods for The Sims 2 that is still going on, which is so amazing. Oh my gosh, even after almost 20 years, people are still creating little, mods and custom content for The Sims 2, and I think that is so amazing because it shows that it still has a strong cult fan base. And honestly, I don't see The Sims 2 being ranked any lower than this. It just did everything perfect, and it didn't have to have good graphics. It didn't have to have certain things. Like, if a Sims 2 Remastered was to be released, The Sims 2 Remastered would be fucking sold out. Are you serious? The same way that it's getting sold out now that they're re-releasing, the Ultimate Collection and now calling it the Legacy Collection. which is kind of just like, I heard it's a lot of buggy issues with the Legacy Collection, but I heard that on the Mac M4, guys, the Sims 2 runs actually pretty fucking good. So, you never know. You never know. It's a lot of different, options when it comes to what you want to play your Sims games on, or in different preferences and stuff like that, which I, totally don't mind. But I highly recommend, if you want a smooth gameplay, I recommend the Mac M4 for the Sims 2, or a very good gaming PC, but it has to be able to run it because a lot of these newer Windows 11 PCs do not be running the Sims 2 for some sort of weird reason. And even when I tried to boot up the Ultimate Collection on some computers, it worked, in some computers it didn't. So, but overall, it's a very beautiful game. It's very nostalgic. It released September 14th, 2004, and honestly, for a game that's came out over 20 years ago and to still have a lot of things lacking with these newer Sims games, it's very sad. But, it doesn't even matter, because like I said, we can go back to these games and we can play it. And, as much as we request it from EA, guys, we ain't gonna get no luck with that. We might as well enjoy what we have and be grateful for what we got. At the end of the day, we had a very, very, very fun experiences with The Sims, and I think it's time to start expanding upon, if they do make a Sims 5, I just expect to see a perfected Sims game for once, and I don't want to have to ask for anything. I don't want them to be cash grabby about certain things. Yes, I expect certain expansion packs, but I want to actually play an expansion pack, something that actually feels like I'm playing a game and not only just playing with life. But I just don't want nothing bland. I'm just tired of seeing EA try to shove these like Sims expansion packs and Sims 4 stuff packs down our throat, but knowing that we don't really even want those shits. But honestly speaking, guys, this pretty much wraps it up for the Sims worst to best rank 1 through 4. I hope you guys loved the video, and I hope you guys, if you guys want to see more of these top ranked videos and you guys enjoy watching me and y'all enjoy hearing me, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to click that notification bell once again so you guys can be notified every time that I upload. And deuces.